Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Raiders content, so be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys enjoy it. So, two moves were made today from the Las Vegas Raiders. David Long, cornerback, formerly with the Los Angeles Lambs. Austin Hooper, tight end, formerly with the Tennessee Titans. So, I think Austin Hooper was a great move. I actually love it. OJ Howard got signed by the Raiders a couple of days ago, and myself along with a lot of you guys were wondering kind of, all right, it doesn't look like Foster's going to be back. Are we going to take a tight end in the second round or in the third round, or what's the deal with tight end? Because OJ is more of just a depth move, and we were like a week past the Darren Waller trade. Well, Austin Hooper I think this is a phenomenal move. This is a former Pro Bowler. He's played with 3 different teams in his NFL tenure. He's a veteran, but he's not old. He's 28 years old. One of the best parts about Austin Hooper, outside of his just straight up ability, in fact, in his final 2 years with Atlanta back in 2018 and 2019, those were his 2 Pro Bowl seasons. He had over 70 catches in both of those years, and he had about 750 yards averaged in those 2 seasons. So back-to-back Pro Bowls. But one of the best parts about Austin Hooper, and one of the reasons I absolutely love this move, is because he doesn't get injured. He doesn't have injury concerns. I think genuinely Austin will be much better than Darren Waller. This isn't a Darren Waller diss video or anything like that. He was great for us for like 2 seasons. Austin Hooper is very reliable. He's just a guy who is going to play. Now, last year with Tennessee was kind of interesting because the stats really aren't that bad. He only started in 2 games, but he played in all 17 of them. He had 41 catches, 444 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It's about 11 yards per catch. The thing with Tennessee, like if you know the Titans, Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback, and he got injured at twice in the season. So just in general, the Titans with Derrick Henry at running back, it wasn't a pass-heavy team. So those stats are not bad. I know they're not like whoa, like, oh my goodness, we got this, all-pro tight end. But trust me, he's going to be super solid. You're going to see at least 500 yards if he's healthy. Hopefully he will be healthy for Jimmy G, or I guess theoretically whoever's starting quarterback, but I'm going to go ahead and just assume it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, David Long is interesting. I woke up to this move, and I saw so many fans getting so pissed off about this. I was so confused why. He's been in the league for 4 years, all of them with the Rams. He only has 10 total starts in his career. This is just a good depth move. I'm assuming that the Raiders are going to lose Rock Ya-Sin. If they don't, that would be awesome because he is a shutdown cornerback, and I really want Rock to come back to the Raiders. Regardless if he does or doesn't, regardless if the Raiders take a guy like Christian Gonzalez from Oregon at pick number 7, these are the type of depth moves you want. This is kind of been the trend for a lot of these defensive moves the Raiders have been making. Is they're very, very low risk, but they're high rewards. Who knows? Maybe David Long, I don't see him being like a complete lockdown, lethal, elite shutdown cornerback, but who knows? We could get good production from him, but you want complimentary guys. And I know that we all want to see, last year, Chandler Jones. This year, I know Bobby Wagner's 33. I'm not really trying to get Bobby Wagner over to the Raiders, but I get it. CJ Gardner-Johnson, when you see your team make a move and it's not this big upper echelon signing, former, 5-star Pro Bowler, I know it might seem a little confusing. You want them to make more higher end moves like that, like players that come onto your team, immediate impact, and you're set. I know the Raiders defense has not been good for quite some time, and I think this is something that the Raiders team was really lacking in previous years, but especially last season. I think in general, when we take a look at both of these 2 moves, the Raiders offense has improved. You have Josh Jacobs, last year's the best running back in the NFL. You have a capable starter winner in Jimmy G if he's healthy, right? You have Devonta Adams, the best wide receiver in the league. Now you have Jacoby Myers. You still have Hunter Renfrow. Now you have Austin Hooper. This offense, which was good last year, I know it was very inconsistent at times outside of Josh Jacobs. This is a very good offense. If this offense is healthy, if Jimmy, Josh, Devontae, Jacoby, Austin, if those guys are healthy and an improving offensive line, they're going to be a top 10 offense. All right. I don't think that's really up for argument. Honestly, if Jimmy G is healthy, he will lead the Raiders to a top 10 offense. Defensively, it's just a good move. I really think it's just a good move to get guys like David Long. I know, once again, it's not, a guy where you look at it and you're like, oh, wow, thank goodness, this changes our defense. But we need more complementary pieces. And I would rather have like 7 or 8 solid depth capable starters. Also, David Long was a part of the Rams Super Bowl win, so he has experience winning. We're getting a lot of winners on our team right now. Jimmy, David, etc., etc. I would rather have like 7 or 8 just solid B grade moves than like 3 break the bank, like crazy A moves, if that makes any type of sense. I still want A moves, but I think those are going to be like Jacoby, Jimmy, I think Austin, like these are really good moves as far as I'm concerned, and the draft still has yet to occur, and we're only a week and a half into free agency, so the Raiders are far from done. But when you have one of the worst defenses in the National Football League, you need to make moves like this. You need depth pieces. You need this. Keep in mind, guys, when they got injured, we didn't really have capable depth pieces to come on in and help fill those gaps. I think we all can agree the Raiders secondary is the biggest need. It still is the biggest need. Even if Rock were to come back to the Raiders, the defense, or the secondary rather, defense in general, it needs a lot more addressing. And these are going to continue to stack up as we've kind of seen in the last 8 or 9 days in the start of free agency. But once again, this draft, the offense is set. Maybe they're going to make some offensive line moves. Maybe they're going to get, I don't think the wide receiver position. Maybe they're going to draft a young running back because it's a great running back draft. Who knows what's going to happen on offense? I really think most moves that are going to be made defensively are going to be, or draft-wise, are going to be defense, as they should. You got to keep in mind, Dave Ziegler, in his tenure with the Patriots, he was really good at finding these kind of hidden gems, these diamonds in the rough, if you will, especially late in the draft. Don't discredit guys drafted, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. Sometimes those are hidden gems. I don't know why, but James Houston just came to mind. He had like 8 sacks in 7 games for Detroit, and he was a 6th round pick from Jackson State. So that's just an example, but keep your head high. These are good moves. Trust me with it, but I'm curious to hear what Raiders fans have to say. So let me know what you're thinking down below. As always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content, and I'll see you guys later.